Hello everyone, welcome to This Day. It is Monday, December 29th. I'm your host, Bree Cox Kennedy. I've got my co-host here with me today. Always a pleasure to have
Good to be here.
Michael Taylor on the show. This is our first day back together since Christmas.
Is Christmas still up at your house? A lot of people take Christmas down like immediately.
No,
some people go through to January 1st.
Well, it's crunchy. Everything's a little crunchy, so it's probably time to take it up to
It's time to go. Decorations coming down.
Yeah.
All right, I get it. All right, well, it can't last forever. Well,
I hope everyone had a wonderful Christmas, though.
I hope so. Yeah. Are there still folks at your house, or still have family at the house?
Now that's what's going to get rid of.
Blink twice if you need help. Okay, got it. All right, on today's show, folks, we got O'Connor Mortuary. Becky Lomaka is going to be here talking about how do you deal with mourning during what we call the season of joy, right? It's going to be a tough time for folks who are going through the loss of a loved one. And then later in the program, Assisted Living Locators with Jay Miner is going to be here, going to be talking about exactly that, how to find assisted living folks and locate those folks for you.
When it's time, of course. In the meantime, folks, we want to keep you informed. As always, the GRF Board of Directors is now seeking candidates to fill 2 board vacancies with terms running through 2026. Applicants must be members of United, Third, or Mutual number 50. So the nominations are open now. Applications are available through the concierge at Laguna Woods Village Community Center. Completed applications and candidate statements are due by 5 p.m. Monday, January 5th. Interviews will be held Friday, January 30th at 9:30 a.m., both in person and at the community center boardroom. So lots of ways to get involved there.
All right, via reality, we got weather and we got some rain in the forecast. It looks beautiful today right now.
Gorgeous.
Clouds are going to start moving in a little later today. It's a little breezy as well out there. 71 today, 73 tomorrow with a chance of rain in the afternoon, evening mostly. And then we got showers, more showers. Temperature's going to be dropped down by about 10 degrees. And we're going to have on and off showers for sure Wednesday, Thursday, and into Friday. So there you go, folks. Going to have a quick change of the weather. Get out there and enjoy it while you can.
It's funny how the lows stay consistently low, but the highs are changing significantly.
And a little blanket
during
keeps
the
the
week.
Temps.
Exactly. Sunrise this morning was at 6:54 a.m. Sunset will be at 4:51 p.m. Still always so festive. Look at that gorgeous photo sent in to us by J.R. Davis. This is Christmas decorations at Eastlake Village in Yorba Linda. I always love the reflection of the lights on the water.
Oh, it's beautiful.
So soothing. Thank you for sending that in, JR. If you'd like to send us your photo, we'd love to display it on our show. Please email that to us at lagunawoodsvillagetv@gmail.com. And as always, send your name, where the photo was taken from, and in that horizontal format, please.
All right, we got no meetings to tell you about, but when we come back, we'll be talking to Becky Lomaka from O'Connor Mortuary about mourning during the holidays.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Abbas. For over 20 years, I've been helping families keep their smiles healthy and bright. 10 years right here in Laguna Woods. At our family-owned practice, we do it all. Preventative care, digital dentistry, and full smile makeovers. With a team you know and trust. Conveniently located at the Taj Mahal Medical Center with shuttle access for our Laguna Woods neighbors. Come experience complete care, old-fashioned service, and state-of-the-art dentistry that feels like home.
I'm a 2-time cancer survivor. You sort of think you get it once, you might be done with it, but yeah, they decided it wasn't done with me yet. In 2017, they diagnosed me with mantle cell lymphoma.
And we're devastated, we're beside ourselves.
Dennis, he's my star. He's my superstar. We've just done a lot of adventures together, and we've had a really good life. I knew about City of Hope. I had done a little research. I knew they had a comprehensive cancer center for lymphoma. So I thought, you know what? If I'm going any place, I'm going with a place that does research and that knew what they were doing.
We walked in that place with an untreatable cancer, and a month later walked out cancer-free.
Hope to me means being able to see the light through the darkness of cancer. With City of Hope as our partner in all this, I couldn't be more proud to have them walking beside me.
Pacific Cremation Services offers you the ultimate freedom to become one with the salty breezes and brilliant sunset reflections. A scattering at sea is a unique, beautiful way to honor the life of anyone who chooses to be cremated. We help you plan the details and understand what to expect. Choose from our 3 simple plans and let us help you start the process of healing and life celebration. Contact us at pacificcremationservices.com to create a personalized service at sea today.
Welcome back to the show, everyone. Unfortunately for some people, grief comes along with the season. Here to tell us more on how we can navigate those really difficult feelings from O'Connor Mortuary, I welcome Becky LaMacca to the show. Hi, Becky.
Hi, good to see you again.
Nice to see you as well. Thank you for coming. I know this is a kind of a sad topic, but an important topic because I know that it affects a lot of people in many different ways. Tell us, first of all, why does grief seem like it's heavier or more burdensome during this time of year, during the holidays?
It is holidays. So many times people will say, gosh, I don't know what it is, but it's just such a tough time of year for me. And I think part of it is holidays often we associate with tradition and with family. And when part of that, that system is missing, and it could be, 20 years ago, or it could be a month ago, it hits us a little bit differently.
Yeah, it just feels like there's almost a hole, almost this empty space that you can't quite fill no matter how many parties you go to, right? Or how many interactions you have with others. There's just still that area within.
Yes.
And we'll talk about this in a minute because I know we talked about this prior to the show, but even with pets.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, and I reference that because that just left such a gaping hole in my heart when I had to put my dog down.
And with our animals, sometimes even more so than our humans. Our animals
Why
are.
Why do you think that is, Becky?
Well, they're always there for us. I mean, we're not estranged from our pets. We don't have the same human dynamics with our pets. Our pets are the one constant that are there for us through the good and through the bad and whatever else is going on in our life. We walk through that door, and there our little furry animal is to love us and not hold judgment on us, right? Just just to be there in that sense that for us of total care for this little animal. And so it does leave a huge hole in our hearts. And sadly, I think so many times people feel embarrassed by that. We call it disenfranchised grief is the actual term for it, where we feel like, oh, I shouldn't be grieving because this was only my dog. And they say things like that, or unfortunately, our well-meaning friends and family will say things like that to us, and it makes us feel less than, oh, maybe I shouldn't be feeling this way. When in reality, absolutely, this is a real grief and tears and memories and that hole, as you said, that hole that's left when we lose our animal.
And how is that comparing to like a spouse or a parent or, as you mentioned, this time of year is all about tradition. It's all about getting together with your family, and that can also leave a big gaping hole because there is definitely a void there.
Absolutely. And I think the challenge as we're grieving and this person is no longer here with us, it does leave this hole, and we try to fill the hole with all of these things, and that pain doesn't go away. And it sounds counterintuitive, but one of the best things we can do is actually acknowledge that hole.
Yes.
Acknowledge that hole and be okay with the fact that I'm going to have moments of joy, and I'm going to have moments of profound sadness too, and accepting that neither is right or wrong, but it's simply okay to say, this is a hole that I'm not going to replace. I can have moments where I'm enjoying myself, but how do I bring that person into my holiday traditions without that person physically here with me anymore?
Right, right. And a lot of times, friends, well-meaning friends, kind of want to rush you through. Oh, you know, it'll be okay, and this will pass in a couple of weeks, and that's not necessarily sound advice, is it?
It isn't. It isn't. Grief lasts as long as it lasts. And those of us who have experienced a loss, like you, Bree, for example, with your animal, that's never going to go away. You will have, you know, what we always have that tinge of sadness. It's not that we can't move and grow around our grief. That's what I like to talk about, growing around our grief. But that grief is always there. In our society, we want to rush it. I mean, you have 3 bereavement days and you're supposed to be back at work and you're supposed to be okay, and you're, oh, well, it's fine. You can just go get another animal, and you know, you should be over this by now. And I always say to people, take a step back and know that what people are saying is well-meaning, but it isn't always correct. And it is fine to continue to grieve. Now, if somebody is stuck in their grief where they can't get out of bed, they're not able to go to work, different things like that, then we might say, okay, let's connect you with somebody and you can talk about this and you can process this. The good news is most of us do fine with our grief, yet it takes time. And to acknowledge it is really the key to successful grieving.
Yeah, and not berate yourself for it or feel guilty about it or try to talk yourself out of feeling those feelings, because the longer you sit with them, the more they sort of disperse and work themselves out, right? So how do we find bits of joy in those moments of grief?
Well, I think that's a great point that you make, is that we can't berate ourselves when we're grieving. We need to allow ourselves time to grieve and moments to grieve. The same thing with joy. Sometimes we berate ourselves and we don't want to experience joy, because if I go to this party and I'm having fun, that means that I am not grieving my spouse.
Not missing.
And I'm not missing. And letting people know it's not an either or, it's a yes and.
I love
and that we can experience both, and we can have profound moments of happiness and joy and laughter, and we can have these profound moments of sadness, and knowing that our person or our animal who we have lost would want to see us happy and enjoying certain moments. And it certainly doesn't mean that we are grieving any less. It's that we're finding ways, again, to grow around our grief and take one little step forward.
I love that. I think that's great practical advice. Any other tips for grieving during the holidays that you might want to share with our viewers?
Yeah, I think sometimes actually marking the day. You know, we have New Year's Eve coming up and New Year's Day. If that is a significant time for you and your person who has died, you know, mark that day and begin to anticipate it. Sometimes what we want to do is we want to take these especially hard days over the holidays and we want to lie in bed and throw the covers over our head and not even think about it. But when we anticipate and we literally circle it on the calendar and say, you know, I know this is going to be a particularly hard day for me because we always used to go out to this dinner on New Year's, and find a little way that you can incorporate that. It might not be the year that you do want to go out to dinner with friends. Maybe you want to stay at home and have a quiet dinner, but finding that one person that you can call and say, hey, I know this is going to be really tough. Or even better yet, people who are listening, who are supporting people who are grieving, if you know that day is coming up, call. I think that's the best thing we can do, supporting someone who's grieving. Say the name, call, tell stories, because we're afraid that we're going to upset that person who is grieving. They're already upset. But those memories and those stories are so comforting. So coming alongside and being able to share that is a huge help for the grieving.
Wow. Becky, well, thank you for sharing. I appreciate you coming in and talking to us about this Sad but important topic.
Thank you.
Thank you. You're watching This Day on Village Television. We'll be right back after these messages.
How do you comfort a family who's experienced a loss? At O'Connor Mortuary, we start by welcoming them into our space, where families of all faiths and cultures belong. We allow them the time to process their grief, providing guidance when it's needed and listening intently when it's not. We gather the values, the stories, the relationships, and the dreams together and use them to shape the memory of their loved one into a beautiful experience they'll cherish forever. When your family is in need of true comfort, call O'Connor Mortuary.
Your eyes let you see the world, every smile, every sunset, every moment.
At Harvard Eye Associates, our team of specialists is here to protect your vision.
From cataracts and glaucoma to retina and cornea care, we offer the latest treatments with a compassionate touch.
For over 50 years, you've trusted us with your eyes. We're honored to care for them for years to come.
Harvard Eye Associates, the future of vision today.
Welcome back to the show, everyone. From Assisted Living Locators in South Orange County, we welcome owner and certified senior advisor, Jay Miner.
Yeah, good morning. It's great to be here.
Jay. Thank you so much for being here.
Absolutely.
This is a super important topic for those of our residents and viewers who may be thinking about transitioning into assisted living.
Absolutely.
You write an article for South County Magazine.
I do. Yeah, every month. And this is one that I was on the cover of actually a couple months ago.
Shot.
I know, right? So I'm in the South County Magazine and also Sorbet, which is a magazine I know that comes to a lot of homes in Laguna Woods as well. But I write an article in there every month just about trends in the senior living industry, what's going on with assisted living, and also just some things to help families as they're trying to navigate thinking about assisted living for themselves or their loved ones.
Yeah, so what are some of the signs that someone may need more support at home or may need to make that decision to transition?
Yeah, well, it's a great question, and especially right now, because as the holidays are going on, families are getting back together and starting to spend time with one another. They might start to notice some changes with their loved ones or with their spouse, with their parents. And sometimes these changes are really subtle. It could be things just like the eating patterns might change, or different ways of approaching hygiene. You know, things about hygiene can start to slip, and it's not that people don't care. It's just that all of a sudden habits that have been ingrained for years are now all of a sudden different. That can be a sign. Medication management is also something that people really need to be careful of and kind of take a look at. That if you know, maybe someone who has handled their medication really well for years and years, all of a sudden is starting to forget doses that they need to take or not keeping track of it, which can actually be a pretty big health risk as well.
Absolutely.
So yeah, those are some of the things that you can look out for, as well as the social and emotional aspects of it. Maybe starting to withdraw more, and someone is not as willing to kind of get out and do the things that they used to do. Those can also be signs that there are physical and emotional and cognitive changes that might be taking place that might lead people to start to consider looking at assisted living.
How can you help family members and support them so that they understand what is the normal aging process versus that cognitive decline that you were speaking of?
Yeah, most of us at any age can, walk into a room and sometimes like, wait, what was I here for? Or where are my car keys?
Oh no, I know nothing about that.
And wait, why did I come in here again? And what's going on? So we can lose track of things, and those are normal forgetful things. And then as we age, there are normal memory issues that happen. But I think some of the other cognitive things that can start to happen that might indicate that there's something else going on are when we start repeating the same stories over and over. I remember that with both of my parents. My father had Alzheimer's before he passed, and so he would start repeating the same stories over and over, and ways that he was so good at. Very, very successful business person, but then his decision-making process really started to change, and I started to notice.
What age was
that? That was in his early 70s, actually.
Oh, wow.
He passed from Alzheimer's when he was 74.
Oh, goodness.
And so we didn't quite catch that some of those decision-making processes that felt so abnormal to us, that it was a sign of some deeper cognitive things going on. Sometimes trouble following conversations, or difficulty handling finances when that has been a strength for a long time. That can indicate that there's some cognitive issues that might be there that do indicate that you might need some help.
I see, wow. So you are an advocate of pre-planning.
Absolutely.
Why would you hope that somebody would come to you to pre-plan versus trying to take, in the spur of the moment, trying to make decisions on where to place people?
So I often get calls from clients who are in crisis mode. And they, maybe someone has had a fall and they've gone to the hospital, broken a hip, and now they're in a rehab or a skilled nursing facility, and they're going to be discharged at the end of the week, and they can't go back home. And so that's a crisis situation where we have to quickly move into, we have to find a place, by Thursday, and we've got to get all of that set. And so, we can do that, and I help a lot of people do that. But I also, I think it's so good when people can start thinking ahead, not waiting until it's a crisis. I've got a lot of clients who are navigating at home right now with some in-home care. And there's great in-home care companies that can provide that care, that can come into the home for a few hours a week. At some point, that becomes the amount of care that they need, but it kind of pushes them to the point, even financially, where they're like, I think I need to consider assisted living at this point. And so I love to be able to talk to them ahead of time. Like, when can I actually get them, let's sit down and talk about what the kind of care that you're going to need is, and what kind of places provide that. And they will think, well, okay, my friends went to the Ivy, or my friends went to Freedom Village. And so, that might be where they start their research. I love to help them even explore beyond that. Okay, well, here's some other places that we can go to, but I like to do that when they're not in crisis. And so I can take them to on a tour of a community, and I get to show them all the really cool things about it. We get to have lunch, which is always good, because
tell us what that whole process looks like.
Yes. So when I'm helping a client look for a community, I will actually make all the phone calls for them. And this is one of the things I love about my job, is that I get to help people make this whole process easier, because it's a super overwhelming thing. Or if you are, you're looking for your parent, you don't know where to start. Like, who do you trust? I work with sometimes children who live out of town or on the East Coast. So I get to, I know where are we going to look. And so I make all the phone calls. I do all the research. I know the places that have a good reputation with the Department of Social Services, and maybe the ones that might not be the best fit right now. I know the price difference for all of them. I know the ones that are really good at care for Parkinson's residents. And so I kind of know where we need to go for that. I also know for my clients who are really active, and they love to be super involved, they love to have art classes that are going on, and outings, and all of the different things. I know the communities that are going to be good for them. So I'll arrange a tour, and then I will take my clients to the tour. They don't have to make the calls, they don't have to set it up. I do all of that. And then I will even pick them up at their home, drive them to the community. I go with them on the tour, make sure they're asking the right questions, getting the right answers. And then I try to make sure that we have lunch, because you always want to check out the food. How's the food at these places?
Oh, yes.
And so we'll try that out. And then I help them afterwards kind of think through, okay, what were the pros and cons? So we'll look at 3 or 4 places like that, and sometimes over a period of a couple months, because it's helpful to take that time. The beautiful thing about what I do too is that I get a referral fee from whatever one of these communities my clients choose. And so all that work that I do for my clients is totally at no cost. So it's free for
Wonderful.
them. All that work that I
Takes
do.
all the guesswork out of it for them.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then they really feel like they land in a place that is fit for their lifestyle and their
Exactly.
needs.
Right. Yeah.
I love this.
Yeah.
This is
I
fantastic.
absolutely love it.
Yeah, well, I can see why. It's got to be very fulfilling to see sort of that joy come back and, you know, that hesitation be far removed.
Yes, absolutely. My dad was going through it. I wish that I had had someone to help me walk through this. And now I get to be in that position of helping other people go through this process, and I love it.
Thank you so much for sharing your story. I appreciate that.
Thanks for having me on today.
All right, we'll see you here again soon.
All right. Hi, I'm Jay Miner with Assisted Living Locators of South Orange County. If you're starting to worry about your safety at home or about a loved one who may be struggling, you don't have to take the next steps alone. I've toured every assisted living and memory care community in our area, and I can help you find the right fit. I'll do the research, make all the phone calls, and set up all the tours. And my services are at no cost to you. Let's make sure that you or your loved one have the care, comfort, and peace of mind that you deserve. Give me a call today.
At Petwell Clinic, your local fast relief pet care clinic, there's no waiting days for an appointment. Just walk in when your pet needs care. From the moment you arrive, you'll feel our commitment to openness and service excellence. You remain by your pet's side throughout their visit, and all charges are clearly explained, so there are no surprises at checkout. Serving Laguna Woods Village, we are committed to kind and accessible pet care. Petwell Clinic, your most convenient option for quality pet care.
All right, we're back.
Here we are.
And it's time to talk about the Monday
fast.
movie. This is an interesting one. I haven't seen this one, so I don't know for sure. I can't endorse it. It doesn't have my full endorsement, but it's called Good Fortune. It stars Seth Rogen, Keanu Reeves, and a bunch of other stars in there. It's brought to us by City of Hope. It's a well-meaning but rather inept angel named Gabriel, and I think that's Keanu Reeves' part there. He meddles in the lives of a struggling gig worker and a wealthy venture capitalist. So it's like, oh, we learning about the value of what's really important in life and that kind of thing.
Sounds like that movie's going to have a lot of twists and turns.
Sounds like a fun one. Sounds like a little slapsticky there. So that's our Monday movie. It's going to be at 2 p.m. with the subtitles and 6 p.m. without the subtitles.
Brought to us by
There
City
you
of
go.
Hope. Love it. All right, folks, let's take another look at this crazy weather. It seems to change every single time we take a look at the 5-day forecast. Today's going to be actually higher than we thought it was going to be.
A little warmer.
71, and then look what's happening tomorrow. Temperature's going to increase by 2 degrees, and then that rain looks like it might be coming back. So get prepared for that. Get your umbrellas out and do all your errands today if you possibly can. Looks like showers are going to linger around for the entire week as it continues through Friday. We've got some lower temperatures coming in Wednesday through Friday also. So it's time to bundle up and get those
we had
umbrellas out.
We had a rainy Christmas. We're going to have a rainy New Year's. Is this going to be the way it's going to be?
Good week to stay in.
There you go. All right, folks, tomorrow on the program, we have Fit Brain Club coming in, as well as the Theater Guild will be here.
Sounds like fun. I'll be here with you tomorrow. Are you coming in tomorrow?
Sure.
Okay. You got us both for the rest of the week, I think. All right, folks, that's going to do it for this episode of This Day. And as always, from all of us here, I wish yours a beautiful one.